Welcome to our deep dive, everyone. Welcome to the deep dive. This Saturday, May 24th, the V75 card looks pretty packed. We're going race by race today.
Yeah, V75 1 right through to V75 7.
Exactly. And the goal, well, it's to sift through everything, try and pinpoint the likely winners.
Find the main contenders, maybe who could challenge them.
And yeah, maybe even spot a long shot that could shake things up a bit. We've looked through a lot of the analysis out there. And some angles on horses maybe if the favorites don't fire.
Precisely. So let's dive straight in. V75 1, the stall-up mare's race.
Okay. East Asia, number 8. She's getting a lot of talk, mostly because of that AB win, right? From the death position.
Yeah, that was visually very impressive. Doing it the hard way on the outside really showed some grit.
So she's the one to beat.
Well, that's the general feeling, and it's a bit of a but, the conditions are different here. It's a shorter distance, 1,640 meters.
And that number 8 draw isn't helping.
Not ideal, no. Starting way out wide over the short sprint distance, it complicates things.
So even with that great win, there are question marks.
There are, definitely. But, the consensus seems to be if she runs back to that last performance,
then she probably just wins anyway.
Pretty much.
Okay. But let's say she doesn't bring her A game or the draw proves too much. Who steps up?
Well, betting pacer, number 7, she's usually right there. Very consistent mare. Then you have Felicia Zet, number 10. Bit more in and out, perhaps, but when she's good, she's very good.
Right, she has that high ceiling.
Exactly. And Nordalanda, number 9, she finished off nicely last time. Suggests she could be flying late if they go too hard up front.
Any whispers of a real outsider? Something flying under the radar?
It's always possible in these races. Some analyses do put a few others in that sort of B group. So yeah, if the top ones falter, maybe one of those could pop up. Don't rule it out completely.
Okay, let's move to V75 2. Class 3 final. Looks quite competitive on paper.
It does. Initially, 2 horses really jumped out in the discussions. Deadly Map, number 1.
From the inside?
And Killer Rain, number 5.
And is there a lean one way or the other?
Seems to be towards Killer Rain, number 5. The main thinking is he's got a great chance to get to the front.
Take the lead.
Yeah. And his last 2 wins were solid. Showed he can do it different ways, too, which is always a plus.
But Deadly Map, number 1, you mentioned him. He's got the rail, and they're pulling all the shoes, bar photo run dome, plus adding a bike. First time for those, right? That sounds like they mean business.
Oh, definitely. That's a strong signal, and it's why he's seen as a major danger. Can't ignore that profile.
But the feeling is Killer Rain might just be too strong if he leads.
That's the prevailing thought, yes. If Killer Rain makes the front, he'll be tough to pass. Deadly Map isn't really seen as one to, aggressively challenge for that early lead anyway.
Interesting. What about number 3, Beautiful James? Heard some positive noises from the trainer. Redem.
Yeah. Redden really rates the horse's underlying ability. Seems quite high on him.
But there's a catch.
Well, he's apparently a bit quirky before the race. Needs things to go his way, probably needs to be driven from behind. Not one to mix it up early.
And the last race, there was an excuse.
The trainer felt so, yeah. Believes getting stuck on the inside, with the horse having limited vision in one eye, was the main reason he lost. So despite that, the feeling from the stable is positive. They think the conditions suit, the potential's there.
Marshall, number 8, also gets mentioned. Tough draw, though.
Very tough draw, but his recent form is good, and the impression is he hasn't been fully asked yet. So even from post-8, he's considered, right up there, a top contender.
And maybe one for the placing.
Promotion, number 9, popped up in some discussions as a potential place chance, yeah.
Right, on to V75 3, the Class Tech final. This one features an unbeaten horse. Always adds a bit of spice.
It does. Bold Eagle Sun, number 4, 7 starts, 7 wins. Hard to argue with that.
His last win in Denmark, Charlottenland, wasn't from the lead either, was it?
No, he got the job done from the pocket, behind the leader. Showed some versatility there.
But I sense a but coming.
Well, just a bit of, let's say, skepticism around the driver, Magnus Keen Gunderson, in this specific context.
Why is that?
Just a feeling that in a final like this, maybe against tougher horses, a more seasoned hand might be preferred by some. It's a slight question mark, not a huge knock.
Okay, so if Bold Eagle Sun isn't a lock, who's the main danger?
Indie Boy number 2 seems to be the popular alternative. He won very easily last time, admittedly against a stablemate.
But the draw is good.
Draw is excellent. Post 2 is ideal. And the hope for his backers is maybe the favorites get into a bit of a duel.
And set it up for him.
Exactly. A strong pace would likely suit him perfectly.
And what about Ironic Man? Number 1, pole position.
Yeah, he looked good winning on his comeback. From that draw, you have to think he's the most likely leader early on.
Any chance of a long shot upset here?
Scorpion Ruda, number 12, is interesting. 3 straight wins is good form no matter how you slice it.
But number 12 is a terrible draw.
Awful draw. He'd need a lot of luck, probably a meltdown pace up front, but his stamina might count for something late if that happens.
And Jericho Brick, number 3.
Solid horse. Good starter, usually. If things fall right for him, he could get a nice trip and be involved. He's consistent.
Okay, V75-4. Another race for the mares, the Stallop, but this one's a Sportrappe. Conditions based on earnings.
Right, and that always makes for an interesting puzzle. You get these big earnings gaps.
Like with Domino Time Trot, number 15. She's earned way more than most of these.
Significantly more. And that win, first time out this year, in Rome, in a similar race. Very impressive.
But number 15, that's the car park.
It's way out there. That's the big negative. That and the competition might just be a bit tougher this time. Still
the one they fear most.
Seems like it. Her ability is so respected, she's expected to be a strong favorite despite the obvious challenges.
So if she struggles from out there, who benefits?
Lainey KW, number 7, is definitely one. Ran well at Obi when she didn't lead, which was encouraging. And she might even get the front here.
Okay. Any others?
Maharina Sun, number 13. She was strong last time, 2nd place after leading. Has speed, has strength. Ticks a lot of boxes.
What about some others that got mentioned?
Yeah, quite a few, actually. Beauty Evo, number 10, finished well last time. Global Eye Catcher, number 12. She was 2nd to Domino Time Trot before, so she's faced that level. Never Too Young, number 14, won from the death last time. She's in great form, but needs luck from the draw. And Santa's Pizza, number 8, she has a good spot behind the gate, good form, could get a perfect trip.
Right, halfway point. V75-5 now, the Silver Division final. Looks like a good one.
Yeah, it feels like a highlight. Lots of anticipation around Bizaya number 2 and Pitha number 10.
Mizai's last win. People were calling it heroic.
Pretty much, yeah. A real battling effort. She clearly loves being on the lead, and you'd imagine that's the plan again.
But this is tougher.
Definitely a step up in class, that's acknowledged.
And Pitho, number 10. He's been flying.
He really has. Top form, seems versatile too. Ran well last time on the outside of the leader against some very good horses.
So the feeling is he can come from behind.
Yeah, the expectation is he'll be finishing strong, can kick off horses down the stretch. He's maybe slightly underestimated in the percentages sometimes, given his quality.
Iceland Falls, number 9. She's got class too.
Oh, absolutely. High merit, real top speed. The trailing draw, number 9, could actually work out perfectly for her.
How so?
Lets her conserve energy, then use that powerful finish. If the race sets up right, she could definitely swoop past them all.
Anyone else to consider seriously in this silver final?
Humanity Pellini, number 5. Mentioned as improving and might just possess the very strongest finish in the whole field. Keep an eye on him.
Okay, V75-6, the Bronze Division final. Looks like a minefield. Some top horses drawn wide.
Yeah, really competitive. Jackpot Mirrors at 10, Jobs Post at 12. Both have been winning for fun, showing huge ability.
But those draws, 10 and 12, ouch.
Massive challenge from out there. Really changes the game for them.
So who's poised to capitalize on those poor draws?
Well, Chimi, number 2, looks very well placed. Good form, great starting spot.
Likely leader.
Good chance he takes the lead, yeah. And even if he doesn't, he should get a lovely trip near the front. He's in a prime position.
Savastana, number 7, also gets a mention. First time barfota runt om.
Yeah, that's interesting. First time barefoot all around. He's generally consistent, performs well, and he can leave the gate quickly, too. Makes him quite appealing.
Any others catching that in the analysis?
Maroon Day, number 8. Reports say he's training really well, despite maybe a slightly below par run last time. So, could bounce back.
Okay.
And Tuppen, number 5, he's in good shape, and he seems to really like that pocket trip sitting just behind the leader. If he gets that spot, he could be dangerous.
All right, the finale. V75-7, the Harper Hanover's Lop, the marathon, 3,140 meters, always a spectacle.
It really is. A proper stamina test. 15 horses, different starting tapes. It's a great race to watch.
And it's a dollar maker. Number 10 seems to be a major focus, even with the handicap.
He is. His winter form was excellent. That French sulky seemed to suit him.
The prep race wasn't spectacular, but maybe excuses.
Yeah, 4th place, ran wide on a track that maybe didn't suit him perfectly. The slight worry is the Swedish flying start. It's different for the French horses.
But the belief is he'll cope.
Expectation is he'll handle it okay. And despite the 40-meter handicap, he's seen as a huge player. Trainer sounds confident.
What about the home defense? In Morosa, number 14, always seems to run well.
She does. Good run at Abbey recently. She competes at a high level consistently. You know, she often finishes well, but maybe just finds one or two too good in the very top races sometime.
Her earnings are high, though, even without loads of wins.
Tells you the quality of races she's in. She's always mixing it with the best. Definitely a factor.
Any other key contenders in the Harper?
Kentucky River, number 9. Word is he's in good form, and this race has been the specific target. Always a good sign when a horse is aimed at a race like this.
And maybe a surprise from the front.
Bowling Cash, number 2. Starts from the front tape. He's now had 2 runs after a long layoff, so he should be getting fitter. Could try and steal it if he gets away easily.
Well, that covers all 7 races. A really detailed look through the V75 for Saturday. We've touched on the favorites, the challengers, potential outsiders, all based on those recurring themes we picked up.
Exactly. And like we said, it's analysis, not prediction. Just laying out how things seem to stack up based on the info out there hopefully gives you a clearer picture for each race.
So, yeah, as you're watching the races, keep these thoughts in mind. It should be a fantastic day's racing, part of the whole Loppet weekend buzz.
Absolutely. And, you know, that's a great thing about this sport. Anything can happen. So enjoy the action, enjoy the drama, and let's see what surprises Saturday brings.